Mi napisała, że
Alright. Delay's going strong. We have another 4 streams today. I'm dead tired. I already told the SOG guys today I can't Zeus, but I'll play on the ground in one of the other scenarios, because I barely got out of bed in time this morning for this. So, this is going to be match 7 of the Polish PvP tourney. We've covered matches 1 and 2. Is it match 7? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we covered 1 and 2. We covered match 5. Now we're going to be covering matches 7 and 8. And again, this is just based off my schedule. So we're back on our quote-unquote green zone map here, up for spawning to the north, blue 4 to the south. 3 sectors to control, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. And how the game mode works is very simple. You start off with 999 tickets. For every opponent you kill, it drains a ticket from your opponent. If you control 2 sectors, every 5 seconds it bleeds 2 tickets from your opponent's ticket pool. If you control all 3 sectors, it bleeds 5 tickets per 5 seconds from your opponent's ticket pool. Usually the games have gone either very close to time or for time, with both sides going back and forth pretty hard. But it'll be fairly even until a player base figures out how to control 2 of the 3 sectors and maintain that control, which is why it goes for so long. But otherwise, round is beginning here. The teams are 2 teams of 6 with a squad leader, 2 medics, 2 riflemen, and a machine gunner. Or it could just be 3 riflemen, 2 medics, and a machine gunner. One of them gets a scoped rifle, which they can pull from back here in these boxes, and then one of them, has the 240. I'm going to be honest, most of the time the 240 gets the least amount of kills, but in the match we covered yesterday, it was Brother Erectus. Funniest name I've seen in this tournament so far. He was actually rocking it quite well. But usually the team that also has the higher KDs overall, not per person, are doing better. So if one team, for example, has the best player in the game, they might not necessarily win if the 3 people under him are from the enemy team, and they also got pretty decently high KDs. So another thing we noticed in these rounds was if a side has control of Charlie here and they just look out of this, I don't know what to call it, I guess this rooftop here, you can easily snipe any player that comes in from the back alleyway. Hi, Bloodwind. From either spawn point. But a few other things on how this game mode works. If you die, you cannot leave base without someone else leaving with you. So you can't just rush out. You are encouraged to work in teams of 2 at a minimum, but you can work in teams of 3 or 4 even. And otherwise, a few other notes on this scenario. Going up on this dome is usually a death trap. You'll get maybe an Overwatch kill before you're spotted and shot at from almost anywhere in the map. This position is the best in my opinion because we always see anyone that takes Charlie get on top of this spot and then Overwatch Bravo with it. So that is usually what we see. We see one side dominating both of these sectors because they're able to Overwatch from here, and then anyone pulling Overwatch is then able to hold anything that comes against them. Alpha is usually the outlier sector, but whoever goes for it first usually ends up dominating it, with the 1 or 2 guys put up on Overwatch positions, and then usually it's just a sector forgotten about until the other side finally sends a wave over. But as we saw in the last round, it just ended up being mostly in Blue 4's hands and going from there. Oh, man. I'm a little slow today, too. Still waking up. Looks like they delayed the game just a moment because someone disconnected, so they're getting them back in. But I guess this gives me an opportunity to talk about the communities here. So we have these guys here. This is MAG. They've told me that they are practically kindergartners that will fall off of a, trip on a twig and die. So that should be good. And they're fighting a group called the Salamanders, which I believe is a Polish-specific group, or it's an EU-specific group, because they're literally called Salamanders EU, and they're just a bunch of 40k LARPers. So this should probably be what I like to call a wild card match because I have no idea who's going to win this one. Amelia, I'm all right. Hope you're okay. Hope the Twitch account change wasn't too much of a hassle, but I know Twitch can be stingy over quite a few things. But they're calling ready on both sides here. I'm trying to see who has the marksman scope. I'm assuming that's going to be... Nope, none of them are going to rock marksman scopes. Instead, we got a 3x magnifier on this guy with the red dot. Otherwise, both sides calling ready. We're going to see the rounds kick off soon. Also, if you weren't here for yesterday's rounds, but you were here for the first ones last week, you'll notice we have the ticket counters now. Our host was gracious enough to provide it. Also, I did misspeak on the first 2 rounds. I thought it was every second was ticket bleeding. No, it's every 5 seconds. The people that are telling me in that chat were right. I just went off of what I was told. So... There's the round that's begun. Op 4 is going to develop 2 people on the southern side and 4 people on the north. Meanwhile, Blue 4 is going for everyone on the northern side, with some immediately rushing to Bravo and Alpha. Otherwise, Op 4, it looks like they're going for a 2-2-2 approach here. And Blue 4 is going for a 4 on Bravo and a 2 on Alpha. I don't know, we might see a real fight for Alpha and Bravo today, because that's how the last round we covered worked. Because whoever was able to maintain both of those sectors definitely ended up winning. Otherwise, we got Op 4 in an advantageous position. First blood on Executor there. I think that was made by Forge Master, who was up 2 kills, beaten on 1 kill. And 3 out of the 4 guys that have gone to Bravo have been wiped. So Op 4 is going to probably maintain control of Alpha, excuse me, Bravo and Charlie in the beginning. Blue 4 grabbing Alpha. Got some Overwatch positions here. Crusader gets knocked, could still wake back up. Put position on Smacks here. But with Charlie and Bravo covered, you're going to start seeing Blue 4 ticket bleed again. That's going to be 2 tickets every 5 seconds. Which, if you are able to control 2 out of 3 sectors for most of the match, you should win by the 40-minute mark, give or take. But more likely than not, the sectors are going to be going back and forth in a few spots. So Blue 4 immediately going to be sending all of their forces to Bravo and probably sweep from Alpha to Bravo to Charlie, whereas Op 4 is just going to, I think, continue on their 2-man defensive teams. But look at that. Crusader going up here, getting a knockout with Smacks, but we also saw some Overwatch fire from Wolfrey. He was able to actually spot through this tree. You can actually see the little keyhole on him right there. Blue 4 trying to counter this position. We have Keith coming in. He gets a kill. Just up to Beaton to cover this position. Allen wakes back up, though. Or at least I'm assuming that's James' mother. Yep, okay. But he's going to take a grenade. Might fold out. Nope, he does not. So Crusader's going to end up taking that sector, where we might see a 5-ticket bleed. But... oh, as I was about to call that out, Allen gets, this guy gets shot in the back of the head. Kratos here, he's going to be able to take control of that sector because he's in cover from the eastern area here. So Bravo getting relinquished to Blue 4, but Alpha being relinquished to Op 4. So Op 4 is going to keep that 2-ticket bleed going. But again, we're going to see this 2-man team run over to try to hit Bravo, whereas Blue 4 looks like they're forming up to either... looks like they're going to head... the northern way instead, or the western way. It should be west and east, my bad. I've been calling it south and north. So Op 4 trying to now breach in, but we see, I think, based off of the angle of this guy, he was actually taken out by Smacks here, coming up on the rock and potentially finding an angle on him through the little silhouettes of this wall here. Op 4 is now going to come in, and they're going to now maintain control of all 3 sectors. We're going to count off the time. So 5 tickets. 10 tickets. 15 tickets already bled. We got Allen rushing up over here. He's got Keith behind him. Wow. Allen gets a beautiful double kill right there, though. C's here needs to be double tapped. And there it is. So we're going to see Charlie go back to Blue 4's control. Op 4, though, again, maintaining a solid 2-2-2 strategy. What Blue 4 could do now is utilize this Overwatch position to help a 4-man team push. Actually, we're seeing Blue 4 develop into a 2-2-2. So this is really just going to rely on individual PvP. But Blue 4 really needs to find this Overwatch position and exploit it, because if they do, they'll get an easy snipe on one of them and could potentially snipe the second guy. And that's what we're about to see. He goes for the harder shot first, not realizing Forge Master is just to his left. That's the easy one. And Beaton's now come around. He's taking cover. But this should help the other two down here. But Blue 4 trying to get to the northern sector here on Alpha actually won that fight. So Curtis is going to be able to take Alpha. And we're going to start finally seeing some Op 4 ticket bleed. We got Wolfrey and Says here. Looks like they're not going to take the ladders. They're going to go the long round away and try to get on the rear of Blue 4 here. So Op 4, 3 down. They're going to have to drop him off at Bravo and then move to Alpha here. We're still going to see these two guys come around. But Blue 4 now fully utilizing these Overwatch positions from Charlie. That's what you want to do in order to at least, if you don't have control of Bravo, at least put pressure on it to allow other people to go in. But it looks like a few of the Blue 4 guys are getting into a bit of an Overwatch fallacy here. They're just watching the AO. Looks like they're sending one guy back so they can tag this guy out, because you can only leave with a buddy. And from there, they have to push on Bravo. But we're seeing Curtis's position getting knocked here. He's got the 240 with him, but it looks like Op 4 is getting into this position here. Allen trying to get down. He draws his handgun, misses his shots, though. So Blue 4, they need to push here at this point, because they, the three guys that were back there weren't really doing anything, and that's actually allowed Op 4 to get all of their two-man teams back into position here. Yeah, Allen went prone and head first. He gets taken out. You got Blue 4 now coming up on Overwatch, but we need to see more aggression on Blue 4, otherwise Op 4 is going to be able to bounce back here. Actually, what am I saying? Op 4 is in the lead here. Blue 4 is the one that needed to be aggressive there, but I guess that shows why Op 4 is ahead at the moment. Curtis comes around, almost gets Crusader, but Benton then drops him. Op 4 now have control of all three sectors again, and Blue 4 still at least 30 seconds away from taking the sectors back. That's going to be another 30 tickets. Bled. Pierce gets knocked out. So yeah, Blue 4's lack of aggression has been really costing them. Yeah, they've had some opportunities to get all three sectors. They've had control of two, but you see that just that lack of moving in has allowed Op 4 to redevelop and constantly get forces back on the sector. Now we got 4 on Alpha and 2 on Charlie. No cover on Bravo, but that's because now Blue 4 seems hell-bent on trying to take Charlie. I think they've realized the importance of controlling this Overwatch position. And I think as long as you maintain control of Charlie and then develop to Bravo and then send a two-man team to Alpha, you can constantly hold everything. But you have to see that constant level of aggression in coming out, because if you don't, you're just going to be in trouble. Now look at that. You got SZ right here. He's turned around. He sees Blue 4 moving in. And he's like, nah, it'll be fine. I'm just going to keep watching this corner. Bro. He's going to catch Allen. Allen keeps moving as SC keeps moving back and forth right here. We got that flanking right there, and I think Allen gets him with the handgun. Or that could have been Keith as well. Now Blue 4 is going to take control of Charlie, but not before we see a pretty nasty ticket bleed right there. Op 4 sending 2 down to Bravo. We're going to have these 2 come back out to Charlie again. But now with this Overwatch position, we can have 3 people on Charlie, and 3 people are now developing over to Alpha. Interesting choice of moving from sector to sector here. Well, Crusader gets a headshot. on this poor Blue 4 guy moving in. That's the thing about Alpha. You only really have Defilade cover to work with. So it doesn't really net you a lot there, because now that's going to be 2-on-2. Blue 4 can't get that one guy out. So they're going to be stuck on Overwatch unless they fold 2 people down and keep 1 guy up, but you're going to have that 2-man team that Op4 has move up to develop on that sector. Breton gets caught in the open here, has forced behind a car. Yeah, Redo 6-4, how you doing? 6-4, are you playing today or next week? Because I remember you told me you wanted me to cover Sundays, because I was going to be able to watch you. There goes Bishop. Honestly, I can't tell you who got him. I think it was S-Max getting some revenge shots there, but that was all of Blue 4 off of Charlie. So now if Op4 just develops and goes up to Charlie, they'll be able to take it back and control all 3 sectors again. And I think based off of this, we got now Blue 4 heading over to Alpha. Alpha's actually been fully cleared out, so that's going to bounce back. Bishop wakes back up if he's able to stop Wolfrey. And he does not. Pushed and immediately shot in the head. So this will be interesting, because now you're going to have Blue 4 develop into Charlie and then push into Bravo. Op4 has kind of switched off from covering Bravo and being more aggressive to Charlie. But that's going to go Op4. This is going to go Blue 4. I'm curious to see if they're just going to redevelop in a 2-2-2 again. These two, looks like they're helping medic each other. Then they'll go cover Bravo, and then these two are pushing right back into Alpha. But Alpha is going to be left with only 1 guy defending. So I'm not sure how long that this sector is going to be held. As I say that, Curtis gets a great drop on that 1 guy triple time. Now you're going to have both the 240 gunners trying to gun each other down, as Blue 4 still committing that 4-man rush. We might see someone pull back to pull Bishop out of the AO here. We got some stun grenades being thrown, but the Op4 defenders for Bravo are still stuck medicing Smacks over here. So that's going to keep this sector open for Blue 4 to take, and they're going to be able to control those sectors. Forge Master gets spotted and basically smacked down by the 240 Overwatch. Good call there. Now, if Blue 4 can take these 4 guys and transition up to Charlie, we could see a reverse on the domination. And if they can hold that for a few minutes, that could get them back in the game here. Op4 still has over 900 tickets, where Blue 4 is in the high 600s now. So still anyone's game. Only 11 minutes have gone by. Yes, I am streaming next match as well. Today's CTU 4 missions? Gotcha. Layden did not tell me. Or maybe he did and I just didn't see it in the DMs, because I've never replied to my DMs from last night. I crashed like a rock after my 3 Zeus ops, man. So we're seeing some great Overwatch cover. Actually, not Overwatch. Direct point cover by Blue 4 here. Allen gets taken out by Smacks on the flank. Handgun finishes him off. But again, you're going to have Op4 potentially utilizing these Overwatch positions to assist. It's just will SC does not utilize it. Smacks gets a second kill with his handgun. Great to see. I rarely see handguns as effective in PvP as I have in these rounds, so it is quite nice to be able to see that. A headshot actually get a kill. Sometimes in FNF, I'll see it plink someone's head and it just ricochets off, and I'm like, oh, okay. But Op4 now taking control of Bravo, but Blue 4 sending 3 men over to reinforce. Now. You got beaten.
Sports announcer Liru with the eye in the sky.
Blunt Trap, thanks for a 10-month resub. That is the idea, broski. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, and hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. So Beaten spots Zaire. A little bit of a slow firefight here, but Zaire gets up and actually moves his head into Brenton's headshot for Beaton's. Grenade goes off, kills another Blue 4 guy, knocks out a third. Or a second, technically. I'm referring to the previous fight, bundling that in. But Blue 4 just sent a massive amount of people in and just lost it, but Op4 also lost quite a few guys in that as well. Pierce could get control of Bravo, and we could see a ticket bleed to get Op4 out of the 900s, but again, Blue 4 is about 250 tickets ahead. I'm curious if Brenton's gonna... It's Beaten. It's Beaten. I'm gonna keep getting his name wrong. First fires the weapon, gets the drop. Blue 4 now sending a 4-man wave over on the eastern side to come up and try to take Charlie again. I think they were going for that because they still had Bravo. But Op4 sending a 3-man wave around. Curtis, though, with that 100 round, 240, but he's looking the wrong way. Oh, Op4's going to go right under his nose. Here's the headshot. Wow. Never mind, nothing gets by Curtis here as he gets a double kill. I'm waiting to see if Overlord's going to throw a grenade. He does. Curtis does not notice. He's going to sit on it like a hen and gets blown away, unfortunately. Blue 4 have taken control of Charlie, maintaining control of 2 sectors. We're going to see Op4 get under the 900 mark, but Crusader's going to quickly take control of Alpha. So we're going to have to see these Blue 4 guys develop into Bravo. Benton's coming up to try to stop him. Looks like he got stuck on the ladder for a little bit, though. Let's see how he opens up here. Gets a drop on Executor, pulls back, takes a shot from, I believe, Zaire. Allen doesn't realize where that shot's going. We see a stun grenade thrown up, and these two trade on the spot. Op4 sending 4 people over to reinforce Alpha. Interesting call considering Charlie was the sector taken. I think they're thinking that Blue 4 is going to send forces up to take and reinforce, but interestingly enough, Bravo... I think Alpha's getting more attention than Bravo at this rate, but it's hard to say because both sides have been sending groups of 2 on each, but now groups have developed into sending groups of 4 instead. But, you know, I'm going to be honest, the 240s have been doing a good level of work here, at least on Blue 4 side. Op 4's not so much. Overlord gets hit. I think the tire blocks out the shrapnel damage. Curtis laying low here. Gets a knockout on Smacks. That was a bit of a hitbox delay. He folds back into cover. Could get under the vehicle and just lock him down through Overwatch. Oh, but he decides to turn a little bit. Having a bit of a keyhole fight right here. He gets him in the arm. Here's if you got a grenade. You know, we put some flanking fire on Overmind there. Gets the kill. Grenade's thrown wide. Hurts Pierce. But I think Overmind was just shot on the flank by either Bishop, Executor, or Allen. Now you got Op4 sending a 2-man team up to Charlie here. But at this rate, if Pierce is able to get the kill, he is not. But we see some Overwatch fire from Bishop. But again, if Blue 4 can have a minute or two to control all 3 sectors, they could bounce back into this game. We've only passed the 15-minute mark. So we got SZ and Wolfrey coming around. They're going to use this same stairwell they've been using, but Blue 4 seems really content on holding the other 2 areas there. Really, on this sector, you got to dedicate one guy for doing some Overwatch and another guy to literally cover him and keep looking left and right. And as soon as he calls movement, you need to say something so they can fold back in.
Let's give him a warm welcome.
Yes, hot shot. So we're going to be covering this PvP round, and there's going to be an hour-long intermission, then another PvP round. Then I'll be on the ground in SOG, and then I'll be playing some DayZ on a new server that recently wiped. Not the same as the Namalsk one, a completely different one. I'm going to set up a new framework of sound bites to use. Or at least reshuffle them. Anyway, grenade goes out. But Keith is unable to get the double kill on Beaten there. But Allen maintaining control of Bravo. He's going to go right on top. Beaten catches him and they trade! That was great that that Blue 4 guy was still able to get the headshot, but crazy how these trades end up happening. Op 4 meanwhile pushing up, again attacking from the same angle they've done a few times. Leaving Zaire up to defend on his own. He's thrown a smoke. He's going to play this cautiously. Doesn't know where Op 4 came from, only heard the gunshots. Gets a great headshot on the side. SZ does not notice. Tries to keyhole Zaire here as he now comes around. Zaire takes those shots. Pushed on the flank. SC has to draw his handgun. Knocks him to the ground and actually gets the sideways headshot. Great PvP right there. You know, this 240 golf guy climbed up on 2 kills, and he's just knocking anyone that comes out right here, and he's keeping Blue 4 pinned in the open MSR, unable to actually advance on this position. Op4 now having control of this next sector, but Blue 4 is able to bleed about 100 tickets from Op4 before they really get a sector back. So if they can keep that going, that's great. We see the Overwatch guy get picked off. Bishop needs to run in, but he's going to play that cautiously because he's alone. We got these 3 now moving up to Alpha. I think Blue 4 is going to be content on trying to hold Alpha and Bravo, and if they can after that, push to Charlie, because they just can't seem to win the Charlie fight. And if they do, it's not for long. But if they could just develop a 2-2-2 strategy, I think they'll be okay. But, you know, in the pushes, they're definitely going to go for a 4 to at least take the sector. Because they know if they keep on the, if they keep letting Op4 have control of 2 sectors, it's going to be over. So from here, they can then develop to hold anything that immediately tries to counterattack Bravo, and then they can push up to Charlie if they have anything left. But if not, they can just keep defensive on these 2 sectors and call it a day. So these see these 2 guys pushing around. Wolfrey's getting under this car, but he's immediately spotted. And he's taken out as he tries to roll out and get some shots on return. And the other guy is immediately taken out. So Bravo is maintained. Beaten on his own here. Needs to, I think by the rules, pull back before someone respawns, because I don't think you're allowed to leave the cone area. So he's got to wait for his reinforcement there. But now Blue 4 having control of 2 sectors. Again, Op4 just seems unable to bounce back here. We're going to see a 3-man team move over to Alpha, but Blue 4 is going to maintain control of that with 2 guys. Meanwhile, Op4 has control of this sector with 3. They're utilizing the Overwatch position to try to hit anyone that's actually down at Bravo. But they're really relying on this 3-man team to get here. But I'm going to be honest, Curtis is Blue 4's secret weapon for Overwatch from what I've been seeing. If he spots someone, he's actually able to control the recoil of that 240 quite well. He spots movement in that tree line. Nothing gets by this man. Alright, I love you. What, honey? Alright, it's right next to me, honey. As we see, Wolfrey gets the knockout on Zaire, but is immediately knocked out by Curtis. Blue 4, meanwhile, actually were able to move up here and take control of Charlie and now have control of all 3 sectors. Sorry, I missed that. Blue 4 immediately running people down. What did Zam say, Charlotte? I'm worried to ask. Lucas gets shot as he's trying to pull back. Immediately return fire by Allen, but Op4 is developing to send 4 people up to Charlie. I think we're going to see Charlie lost, but again, that 5-ticket bleed. Blue 4 is closing the distance. Honestly, as long as Allen holds, Pierce wakes up only to get knocked out by another grenade. And he just opts to respawn at that point. Oh, Smack, stick your head up. You can get this headshot. There it is. But not before that Blue 4 guy got the shot on there, but Smacks is now going to be able to take the sector. 2 more guys coming around. That 5-ticket bleed has resulted in Op4 now being below 700 tickets. But then we're still going to see that 2-ticket bleed. Op4 finally enters the sector. So Op4 from here, they need to have 2 people defending, 1 of those 2 on that Overwatch position, the 2 others heading to Blue 4's position here, or they can send a 4-man team, keep a 2-man up there, and then just reverse sweep here. But with that 2-ticket bleed, now we only see a 100-ticket difference at this point. Blue 4 could bounce back. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's Zam for ya. OpFor sending guys up here. I see that movement there, but quickly PID him as friendly because OpFor is literally red and Blue4 is literally blue. Both sides have the exact same weaponry and armor. It's just the uniforms are different colors, which is honestly great for even PvP like this. No one can claim anything if people are using the exact same gear. At that point, it's all pure skill. Alan put some Overwatch fire on that stairwell because OpFor was coming down, so they're going to keep a lot of OpFor. 5 OpFor pinned up here. The 6th died. And Blue4 is just going to, again, be able to maintain both of these sectors and just continue on the ticket bleed. That was an amazingly timed grenade. That got a kill and a knockout. That was amazing. You could not have timed that better. Because by the time he would be moving forward, SZ would be at risk of a firefight. And Pierce was knocked out, and this just makes it a one-on-one against, you know, 2, potentially 3 shooters. And he's immediately gunned down by the 240. That was great. More of that. But again, OpFor only defending one sector isn't going to win them that much. And I think Blue4 knows now to not be on a position to get shot from any of those Overwatch positions, but they're just going to maintain a 2-2-2. Now you got Allen and Pierce coming out again. Let's check KDs here. So Allen is on 10-10, so he's even. Curtis is on 9-5, so he's doing a great job, nearly on 2-0, or 2-1. Jally is on 4-4, so he's even. Lucas on 4-10. Keith on 8-8, Bishop on 2-4, Wolfrey on 5-6, Beaton on 7-5, Smacks on 6-6, Crusader Overmind on 4-6, SZ on 5-4, and Forge Master on 5-12. So honestly, the best KD right now is Curtis here, and he's been constantly maintaining control of Alpha. So just by leaving him on Alpha, that's allowed Blue4 to finally migrate over to keep control of a second sector, and that's how I think Blue4 has bounced back, as they realize just put this man on Overwatch on his own sector and he'll be fine. So based on Blue4's stature here, I feel like they're just going to continue on an Overwatch fight here and just stay on Bravo and prevent OpFor from taking it. We see these two guys folding around. They're going to go reinforce Alpha because I think they're getting in OpFor's head thinking they're going to eventually send a 2-man team over to check on Alpha. That's going to weaken Bravo's defensive line, but it looks like OpFor is choosing to put pressure on Bravo instead by utilizing their Overwatch as well. So smoke grenades thrown. One gets deflected off of a tree. They immediately take fire. You got Allen trying to fold around over here. Actually, this is Bishop. My bad. Beaton pushes him, but gets headshotted because he's out in the open. Technically, so is Bishop, but at least he has Overwatch. But Wolfrey pushes in and gets control of the sector itself. And Wolfrey gets his second kill. Nice double. Bravo's going to relinquish control from Blue4 to OpFor, but not before the tickets get tied up. That 2-man team that went to Alpha, realizing OpFor is going to just focus on Bravo there, so they're now folding in. Wolfrey, this spot right here, I would say, is the most devious spot utilized on the Bravo position, because it's very niche. The only weakness is Overwatch can spot you from it, but usually people don't check that one corner. And Blue4 is just developing to try to take Bravo again. Those two guys, though, are immediately taken out. Now you got these three trying to move up on Overwatch here. So I'm curious, if OpFor gets taken out, how many people we're going to see trying to move around and try to take Alpha. But the game is neck and neck at the 32-minute mark. No prediction, because I didn't feel like putting one up. There's not a lot of time before the match starts, but I'm going to be honest, you can't really tell who's going to win within the first 15 minutes. So I think for the next round, I'll definitely put a 15-minute marker up just to see what people vote on. Wolfrey doing a great job doing Overwatch here. Finally gets spotted and taken out by Allen. And Bravo goes back to Blue 4. Multiple grenades being thrown. One gets caught right here. A little bit of shrapnel bleeds through. But Lucas is otherwise fine. So Op4 have pulled everything off of Charlie to go offensive here because they know they need to maintain control of 2 sectors. Beaton gets a great kill on a Blue 4 member there, and you're going to see Bravo go back to Op4. So they're going to hold against more waves coming in. The question, though, is can Curtis continue his Overwatch with his 240, or is he going to now think that he needs to help out with the Bravo objective? Because if he helps out, he's going to leave his rear exposed and potentially get taken out. Blue 4 folding in more guys. Op4 getting taken out. We see a 2-man team heading back up to Charlie, though, to check on it and at least get on some Overwatch. Again, now we're seeing Op4 making defensive calls when they have control of 2 sectors. So both sides have gone from a 2-2-2 split in the beginning, playing very aggressively, and that was giving the advantage to Op4. Blue 4 started playing defensively, and now Op4 starting to play defensively to transition. But we're about to see Bravo taken because the number advantage is on Blue 4's side. Last guy gets taken out. Curtis folds out of the sector. Wolfrey gets behind him, takes him out first. Zare has no idea where he's being shot from, finally finds him. Wolfrey runs out of ammo. Draws his handgun. At this range, going to be tough to get that headshot. Instead goes to his rifle. But we're going to see no one actually going into the sector, making this attack point moot. You at least have to get control of the sector to then move on. Smacks, I think, folding in. He's going to take that sector back. And we're finally going to see Op4 having control of this sector for more than a few moments. A lot of Bravo just got picked off. Or Alpha, excuse me. No, a lot of Blue 4 on Bravo. God, again, my brain is fried today, guys. I'm so sorry. You can just see Op4 sticking to these Overwatch spots, but SZ gets the first drop on a Blue 4 guy trying to come up. Short-range grenade thrown. Shrapnel, I think, is going to get blocked by the stairwell, so it doesn't get Curtis here. They send their heavy hitter up here to take Charlie. It's also a great position for him to play Overwatch 1. He was looking too far right. SC sticks his head out and gets a headshot immediately. Ooh, Op4 is going to get control of Bravo now. We're going to see a bit of a domination play. It's not going to be for long, though, as 3 Blue 4 members go around and get Alpha. We see 2 guys moving out on Bravo. And we could see Blue 4 quickly bounce back, though. But Op4 is trying to get a 3-digit ticket lead here. They're about 80 away, so that means another minute or so they'll have the 100-point lead that you really need to maintain. Because anything less, and if you lose control of the sectors, it'll come back very quickly. Well, Blue 4 immediately going to transition and moving to Bravo now. We got Keith on Bravo point itself. That point could actually be taken, especially since Kozu left the sector. So this is going to register as no one in the sector for Op4, since they're outside of it. Curtis spots Forgemaster through the top of the hedge and immediately suppresses him off. Beaton's going to come around. Spots Curtis, takes him out. Runs up. Keith trying to maintain Overwatch. Beaton, though, taking some shots from Zare as well, and he is stopped. Kozu's waking back up, though. Now, what we need to see is Blue 4 transition these 2 guys to attack Charlie. Keep doing some medical. You still have Zare here holding through these little slits. Not a bad thing to do, but again, you have to the weakness of that position is that Op4, if they're able to get people in the sector, Zaire is not directly in the sector, so the sector can still be taken, and then Op4 can just hunker down. Zaire gets his head down. You got Keith running around to get the flank. He does so, but he gets dropped from Wolfrey on Overwatch. That was kill number 10 for him. Zaire doesn't spot Beaten through the bush right here. Op4 now getting in the sector. This is exactly what I was talking about. He gets the headshot, but SC still going to take the sector. All right, a 50 ticket lead here for Op4, but Blue 4 is about to retake Bravo, and that's going to bounce back unless the Overwatch here snipes them before they can move in. But Wolfie looks left last second. Now he has an angle. Knocks them both to their feet. Can he get the double kill? He does not, because Zaire saves them with some great Overwatch. Immediately spotted that shooter and got the headshot. Great call there. Wolf was just unable to get either headshot. He knocked both of them to their feet. He was seconds away. But Zaire did a great job of covering there. Now you got Op4 trying to develop to move into Alpha here. Curtis isn't covering. Can Allen and Pierce still maintain control? Kozu's going to get right behind Pierce and shoots him up the ass. Beaten folded into cover before he was taken out. Allen coming around. A grenade is thrown. Beaten's moving around. Allen's going to run around to flank. Closes the distance before that 240 can get up. Beaten on the sector, though. He's now running around. They are all locked to first person, yes. Wow, I thought that Beaten was going to get headshotted there because his head was forward from his body at that angle, but Beaten was still able to get the drop. Amazing. Op4 now going to maintain control of two sectors once Beaten manages to enter that area. And we're going to continue to see Blue 4 ticket bleeding. With only a 30 ticket difference here. That's another Overwatch kill. Again, the power of this position. You can pretty much dominate most of Bravo with it. Send two people down to flank, and then you can just control it. Keith coming up with Lucas to immediately take this sector back. Two more coming around to maintain control. Beaten, spotted, and headshotted by Keith. Now we're going to see Blue 4 maintain control two sectors again, but that could change as SC comes down. Bishop holding here in a little bit of concealment so he doesn't get sniped by Overwatch. Pokes his head up and gets the drop. He quickly gets down, though, because I think they spotted him through this little tree. He's doing the dumb thing of trying to challenge the superior position. Op4, though, if they push on him, they can flank him as he's trying to engage Overwatch. We need to see Blue 4 transition some guys down to assist. Otherwise, they're going to lose Bravo. And then Op4 is going to keep the ticket bleed going. And we're seeing two people rushing in. That's great. Bishop, he's on the line. I'm not sure if that officially counts as being in the sector, though. We'll see if this changes to Op4. Looks like he just left the sector, so sector is going to be taken in a moment. There it is. First ticket bleed now. These guys, again, have closed to neck and neck. 22 minutes remaining. Not sure if Keith is watching the Overwatch positions or he's trying to see something through the silhouettes there. Lucas trying to take some shots at Wolfrey, who's coming down to try to take Alpha on his own. These two Blue 4 guys kind of caught in the open here as an open MSR fight is being done. These guys fold back in time to avoid shrapnel from that grenade hitting their heads. Good. We got some Jutsu out here. Bishop gets taken out by the Overwatch position. Not double tap, though. Pierce and Wolfrey push each other. Pierce gets knocked out, but I think Keith was also firing. He manages to get the kill, so Alpha is going to be held. Op4 have a 60 ticket lead and gaining. 1v1 right there. Zare wins it. Now it's just up to Beat in the cover. Both sides taking some pretty... Actually, Op4's taking more casualties than Blue 4 here. Zare entering, Beaten staying on the flank. He's now going to go around on the eastern side, then move south out of the sectors, though. So if Zare stays in there for a few more moments, the sector will go blue. And we'll start seeing more of that Op4 ticket bleed. Kanzu runs back in. Zare gets the flank, though, as he's pulling the gun out, and he can only get a few shots out before Zare drops him. Beaten runs up, only to get taken out by Bishop because Benton never double-tapped him. But will Bishop double-tap Beaten? There it is. Or is it Benton? English. Then again, it's Polish names, so I could just be completely wrong. Smack's trying to get an Overwatch shot on Bishop. Loses the concealment, though, as a grenade goes off. Bishop survives it, though. Looking back on the map, Op4 trying to develop to take Alpha yet again, but Blue 4 has been really, really good at holding Alpha. I don't know why, but Blue 4 factions, doesn't matter the community, seem to be very, very good at holding Alpha. Op4 seems to be really, really good at holding Charlie. I don't know why that's the case with this map. It's just, more often than not, that's how I see the rounds go. And then it's just a fight for Bravo. Right off the bat, we see one of those Op4 guys get killed off. Two more Op4 coming, as they're really trying to go aggressive here, because Blue 4 is not going to transition to hit Charlie. They're just going to try to hold these two sectors. But Blue 4 sending in some reinforcements here, as it looks like they took one KIA. He traded with Overlord, but Overlord could wake back up. But Blue 4 now going aggressive here, as Wolfie has come in and cleared the sector on his own. That's going to give Op4 control of two more sectors again. Blue 4 blindly charging in, taking needless casualties here. Zam, shut up. Alright, Blue 4 was able to close it to a 40 ticket gap, but Op4 has control of two sectors again, so that's going to now widen once more. $20 minutes remaining, but both sides are above the 333 tickets, so this is probably going to go to time at this rate, since both sides are so neck and neck. Beat coming up, we got a fight right here. Curtis, excuse me, that was, I think, Wolfie. Yep, desperately tries to pull his handgun out as Curtis just keeps mag dump with the 240. Enough is enough, but Alpha gets control of Op4 for a second before Curtis takes it back. We got two people coming up here. That grenade blows one away, but Pierce is able to get the kill there, so now Charlie's going to be under Blue 4 control. And you still have Zare over here who could get behind Benton and take him out, and we could see Blue 4 dominate the three sectors for a moment as they're trying to send over reinforcements to Bravo. Op4 sending two guys up to Charlie, though. Can Pierce hold that on his own? And can we see Zare get beaten? Benton. I'm going to give up on that. It is what it is. So Zare's going to get control of Alpha here. The question is, how long is that control going to be maintained? There is a 50 ticket gap here, so if a minute passes by, Blue 4 is going to be able to basically tie it up. Allen gets taken out by Overmind and SZ moving up the middle. Two Blue 4 guys have, one's died, one's got knocked out, so he could wake back up. But as long as he's unconscious in the sector, Op4 won't be able to take it back, but he opts to respawn. Oh, Op4 looking to possibly get control of two sectors back as Pierce is looking the wrong way. Op4 keeps going around and coming up the rear on Charlie, and that keeps beating out Blue 4. They just haven't been able to figure out that Op4 just spends the extra time to flank around to guarantee some kills here. But Pierce, in a stroke of luck, dies. Never mind. The caster curse is strong with this one. I have to say, he turns around, he might actually get a kill, but nope, he just dies. Alright, Alpha is maintained control by Op4. They eliminate the threat, but, excuse me, maintained control by Blue 4. Op4 has taken Charlie and Bravo back. But look at how close that ticket bleed got in that 50 seconds. So Op4, they're going to try to hold 2. I'm not sure if they're going to still send that 2-man team over to get to Alpha here. We got a 3-man team developing to go over to Bravo. I mean, if Blue 4 can just maintain control of 2 sectors, that's it. They've tied it up, but they got to be quick about it. Otherwise, that lead is going to widen once again. Overwatch firing on these 3 guys as they try to move in. Did you actually just get... Yep, he got a kill on Overwatch. That was the other 240 gunner. Blue 4 now pushing a lot of manpower over to take Bravo. They know that they need to grab these sectors ASAP. So what we'll probably see is a massive amount of forces go to Bravo and then some pulled back to help with Alpha. Because they're actually sending everyone down. They're stopping some guys from going up to Alpha. Bacon was still able to get across, though. Pierce pinned by the Overwatch position. Blue 4 tried to push guys up, but took heavy casualties. And it looks like Beaton actually got taken out as he continued to move around. So Blue 4 being very aggressive right here. SC spotted and taken out. We see some suppression over here, though. Zaire gets knocked out. So some far defense from the edge of the map here as Op4 simply trying to go over and take Alpha. But these two, we're going to see them fold in and at least take Bravo at this point. Zaire gets knocked out. All of Blue 4 just died, so Op4's got no resistance to move up to take Alpha. Though for a little bit of time, Blue 4 is going to maintain control of 2 sectors. We could see Blue 4 transition to get up and hit Charlie and try to hold those 2 instead. And in my opinion, those are the superior 2 to hold because from Charlie, you can cover Bravo very well. And I'm going to keep saying that. I cannot stress its importance. But it looks like they've taken Bravo. They're actually transitioning to hold defensive instead. The question is that going to be the right play? Because Op4 is about to take Alpha here. There it is. Pierce in the bunker. Keith trying to come around. We also got 2 Blue 4 guys trying to move up to Charlie here. Ladder campaign, unfortunately a little... I don't think that was desync though, because we saw him also shooting at him, so I think that was just desync on my camera end. Blue 4 unable to take Alpha here. Bravo gets lost in a 1-to-1, but Curtis wakes back up. Overmind going high. Outsmarts the Blue 4 shooter. Alpha maintaining control on Op4. But we're going to see Charlie get requisitioned here. Curtis gets knocked out again by Smacks. But he's not going to be able to take the sector because Curtis is unconscious. Now we're going to have to see if Curtis decides to wait there. Because I'm going to be honest, I think the best meta strategy is if you're knocked unconscious but you're in a sector, just stay there. Because they're not going to be able to take the sector because it's still counting you as an unconscious person. As a player in the sector itself, and Smacks finally realizes it and kills him. But it buys time, and time results in ticket bleed. Oh, Arma can easily be Call of Duty. You just have to set it right. Blue 4 trying to take Alpha back, but it's ending in disaster right now. 2 of the 3 guys have been knocked out. And Op4, if they can just keep this 2-sector domination, they should be fine, but Op4 just tried to send guys up to take Charlie, unable to. Blue 4 defends it easily.
That back cap.
2 guys wake up. Still trying to put pressure on Alpha. Ozark Hunter, thanks for a 60-month resub, my man. That gets you a new Lance Corporal badge. Thank you for all your support. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this PvP. these guys opting to heal before they advance, but that's burning time, and we're starting to get to the point where every minute is going to count since we're down to 12. This is going to definitely go to time at this rate. Unless Op4 maintains control of these two sectors for the remaining amount of time, they have to get the third sector and bleed it for a little bit, because by 11... by the 11-minute mark, round's going to be over, I think. It's not going to go to tickets at this point because both sides have just been so evenly matched. Keith goes for it. Forge Master shows him why that was such a bad idea. And the Forge Master goes up and double taps him with his handgun. Before wising up to Op4 coming around on the rear flanks now. Good call there. SZ moving up. Gets spotted by Zaire. You know, Zaire, I think, has the best KD out of everyone right now. 22 and 10. We got 14 and 21 for James. We've got Curtis at 13 and 13. He's tied up, though I think he's about to fix that with Beaton. Beaton gets Bishop. So Curtis now on 14 and 13. Zaire on 22 and 10. Lucas on 8 and 18. Keith on 16 and 17. Mad Bishop on 7 to 12. Wolfrey on 15 and 15. Beaton on 15 and 16. Smacks on 9 and 11. Crusader on 10 and 10. SC on 14 and 12. And Forge Master on 12 and 20. Excuse me. So, yeah. Zaire's definitely bounced back up. The question is, can he maintain it? These two guys go in a really open position right here and get gunned down by Op4 right on top of them. And somehow this sector has... I guess they were running up maybe to take the sector? Because it's Op4 again. So Op4, they're instead going to put these two guys over to the Bravo position to try to take it. We've got an over 100 ticket lead, 9 minutes remaining. I think Op4 has the game here. Grenade gets a kill, but the grenades get the attackers as well. I'm going to be honest, I don't really see any misplays happening on either side for this round. Both sides properly transitioned. Both started with an even 2-2 and 2, and then started going 4 and 2, with 2 trying to play defense on the sector of their choosing, and 4 attacking. Or just sending attack waves constantly of 2 and 2. Both sides have shown that they want to defend the sectors they control and still attack the other sector. The best, again, we have an example of the best player being on the losing team because the better players have just slightly higher KDs. I mean, it's a good round. It's even. Now, have I seen teams compete better in this competition? Yes. But I do like seeing an evenly matched game where both sides can constantly keep each other on their toes. And I'm going to be honest, it wasn't until the last 15 minutes till we saw one team finally start to lead, because in the previous side, when Op4 was leading, Blue 4 was able to bounce back quite well. It's just Op4 switched up their strategy, and Blue 4 tried to switch it up again, but Op4 just seemed to be out-competing here. Blue 4 have control of 2 sectors again. Smacks being caught in the open. Allen caught in a reload here, folds back. We got Curtis on this Overwatch position. That's where I think the difference has been. When Curtis has been overwatching, he's been really dominating this sector more often than not. So I'm wondering, with this transition, if he'll be able to hold that. He spots Smacks and starts shooting at him, but he quickly folds the cover. Op4 taking control of Bravo again. I will also say, I think one misplay I have seen is Blue 4 have been caught up in their movement a bit. I've seen a few times where they just kind of loitered around here, a little scared to actually press in, and that's what's cost them. Lucas gonna go for the Hillary Clinton. Barely manages to get the kill there before he gets snapshotted. Snapshot's defined as someone turning 180 and immediately headshotting you. But then he is taken out, I assume by betting on Overwatch. He does attack reload. Yeah, remember, once you pull the pin on Mr. Grenade, he's no longer your friend. In fact, he's no one's friend at that point. Blue 4 going to come in, take control of the sector here as Op 4 sends a 4-man team to counter. Allen taking fire from the Overwatch position now. I'm going to be honest, the only way Blue 4 has to win at this point is if they maintain control of these two sectors for the rest of the round, for the remaining 6 minutes. And only then are they going to be able to get that proper ticket bleed here. We could see a bounce back, though, if they're able to get all 3 sectors. But again, this mid-game fight is really, really tough for them. SC holding here. Pierce gets the kill. Beaten, focusing on Overwatch. But Op 4 is going to get control of Bravo there. Can he get the back of the head headshot? He misses it. Oh, Pierce, you completely missed it. He had an opportunity to then take this sector. Can he still win the firefight, though? Yeah, in order for Blue 4 to win, they need to have control of all 3 sectors. I think they just lost that opportunity here. Allen just left the game. That's a shame because I think Blue 4 actually has a chance to bounce back here. If they just run in and get Bravo and send 2 people up, they still have a chance if they control all 3 sectors. So, that's a shame. Don, can you ban Zam for like 20 minutes? Op 4 now coming up. We could still see a loss to tickets, though, if they're able to take control of this sector here. Pierce flanking around, is going to get the flanking shot on Wolfrey because SC isn't going to be able to get up in time. He gets the drop, though. Oh, okay, barely gets it. Does attack reload as Keith comes around. SC folds back. SC's got a 1v3 fight here to win. No, it's a 1v1 because the 2 Blue 4 guys are actually down there. Stun grenade goes out on Keith. SC gonna transition around. Keith is pretty much pinned right here because his screen's gonna be fully white. And here's the headshot. Yep. So Op 4 having control of all 3 sectors for a little bit, but if Kozu can't get the double tap, he's fighting Curtis. Oh, that's an upset. Wow. But he's uncon, so he could still take the sector while uncon. If Op 4 maintains control for 1 more minute, they're just barely going to win by tickets. But no, the unconscious guy. This is proof that unconscious people can still take the sectors. Oh, that's funny. Mathematically speaking, though, I think Op 4 is still going to win by tickets if they're able to, again, maintain control of these 2 sectors to the end of the round. Blue 4 going to send 3 people up to Charlie. Wolf is going to defend. As soon as you hear that movement, though, you should pop a grenade and pull back, in my opinion. Wolfrey might end up getting shot in the back of the head here. He instead transitions to Overwatch. And gets taken out. Op 4 transition to hit Bravo. Here comes Curtis for the finish. And Blue 4 is going to get control of 2 sectors here. This is going to instead go to time. All right, GG all around. Op 4 at this point, even if they take the sector back, it's It'd be 13 times 5, which, yeah, no, it's gonna go to the 2 minutes. One minute remaining. Again, the fact that Blue 4 is down to 5 but is still holding these 2 sectors shows that they can still bounce back quite well. These teams were very evenly matched. It's just, I'm going to be honest, the skill of Op4 constantly changing up where they're assaulting Charlie from is what really screwed Blue 4 because they kept looking at the 2 obvious angles. The only times Blue 4 won this sector was when they detected where they came from and were able to turn around and engage accordingly. Flat Rifleman ran out of ammo. Pierce goes up there and gets the kill. I'm going to be honest, I think if there was another few minutes, we could have actually seen Blue 4 bounce back here because the defensive plays they're playing right now is amazing. If they could have just held this for a few more minutes, they could have potentially won, but that's going to be GG. A victory to Op4, but that was very closely fought. Very closely fought indeed. All right, guys, I think we're going to have a 30-minute to an hour-long intermission, and we'll be back for another round. So thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. If PvP isn't your thing, that's okay. We're going to be on the ground playing some Vietnam stuff at 3 o'clock, and then doing some new DayZ stuff at 5 or 6. But otherwise, cheers, guys. Have a good one. Go operate operationally.
Karabinem maszynowym to słyszałem was z kilometra i dopiero mogłem